good to be with you, and football is officially back because we are officially 24 hours away from our next NFL game. I'm so excited. It's not even funny. I'm excited for a lot of reasons. I'm excited to stop talking about the same players and saying the same things about them over and over, most of all, but I'm really glad also that you guys are joining us here tonight. We're going to be answering all of your start-sit questions here tonight that we have leading up till tomorrow's games. We are also going to be doing some team reviews tonight, and so you can get all of that done. Again, get all your questions answered, get your team reviewed. Obviously, you can see behind me the studio is coming together. Full studio reveal like later this week, maybe, probably, yeah. Actually, Becca and her sister Lauren are working on the studio like right now as I'm on this live stream. They're painting the trim, and so almost there, but it looks pretty sweet, doesn't it? I mean, look at all this stuff. It's very, very nice. So appreciate you guys jumping in. And again, if you want any questions answered, I've got plenty of them here. We are going to be answering them. I'm going to jump straight in because I think that we have a lot to do. And you can also drop your questions in the comments section if you would like to. That is also fine. I just can't guarantee I'm going to get to all of those is the thing. There's a lot of them typically, and so I usually just have to do the ones that are on the site here, and we've got a lot on the site, including some of your redraft teams that we're going to be looking at tonight. So let's jump over and let's start. Let's start with, I'm going to make myself bigger real quick. I'm not small like that. Let's do the trade questions and start sit questions first. So I'm in a little bit of a temporary setup right now as we finish the studio out. That's why it's only been me on the videos this week, because Nathan and I both we moved all of our stuff out of the old studio. So, okay, there we go. That'll work, ladies and gentlemen. Drop a like on the stream if you would. Appreciate you guys. Let's start with Favre Nasty. Start sit question. Again, I'll be dropping the link down here to get. If you got a start sit question, create an account on the site with code domain and then drop it here. We appreciate you guys, and yeah, you can create a free account where you can ask questions and things like that. So I'll drop both those links for you. All right, let's do this. All right. Favre Nasty. This is a 1 QB. It's a 12 team. It's only a start 7 here. It's a PPR with no tight end premium here. Let's take a look. You've got Brock Purdy, Ashton Jeanty, Chase Brown, Drake London. Got some options here at wide receiver, and I can see why you're considering these guys. I am going to in the background here. You guys won't be able to see it, but I'm going to pull up our rankings for wide receivers for this week so that I can base my answers off of. The wide receiver video is going to be out tomorrow, so you will have that as well. But let's see. When I'm looking at our wide receiver rankings for this week, between the guys you mentioned, we have Ricky as G tier guy. We have DJ Moore and Egbuka. I think we have Egbuka a tier higher, actually. Egbuka we have in the F tier, and then DJ Moore is in the D tier. So technically DJ Moore is our start for this week, and that actually does check out. And then I would go, the problem is down here, you've also got Travion Henderson. A little bit shaky on Travion. I can understand why you guys are a little bit shaky on Travion right now, because he's listed as the running back 3 on the depth chart there, right? And so that could be a little bit problematic heading into week 1. However, I think in terms of how I'm going to rank these guys, I don't know whether I should do Henderson or Egbuka here, because I have Egbuka ranked higher than Pierce on my wide receiver rankings for this week. Henderson, let me just look at my overalls here. Should be in both of them. Henderson, I think I have ranked higher than both of them. So I'm going to go Hendo. I'm going to stick to our guns here with Hendo. I gave him as a start here on the video today, and so we'll go with Henderson. So appreciate you, Favre Nasty. All right, Dalton's got a trade question for us. This is a Dynasty trade question, actually. It's Nico in a first and a second for Jerome Ford and CD Lamb. The second and forward. So this is Nico in a first for CD. I'll just take CD here. I have no problem with this Daltonimo. Start sit question from 615 Fitz. Appreciate you, Fitz. Okay, so at quarterback, it looks like we're starting Brock Purdy. That is probably our only option there. This is a 1 QB 14 team start 7. Henderson or Connor. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure we have Connor ranked higher. We do, so I'm going to go Connor here in the running back spot. In terms of your flex, again, Another Henderson versus Igbuka versus Keon versus Bill. I think Henderson is the guy we have ranked higher here. So, again, I am going to be... I always lean towards flexing running backs, especially week 1. Like, you really don't know, especially with a lot of these wide receivers, like, what's going to happen. And so, I'm going to say Travion Henderson for this week again. It could bite me in the butt. I have a feeling I'm going to tell people to start Travion Henderson 50 times tonight. He's going to have 1 point this week. But it's fine because it's week 1, and your guess is as good as mine in terms of like how many touches Travion's going to get. I think the depth chart thing is ridiculous. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's a load of crap. I think he's going to get plenty of touches. So, but appreciate you, Fitz. That would be the lineup I would submit for this week for your fantasy football team. All right. The Baker, we've got a start sit question from Baker. Appreciate you, man. Start 2 QBs. You need help with your flex. This is a Dynasty start sit question. So it's a Superflex 14 team start 10. Looking at QB here, I'm going to start May and Dak here. Okay. Those are my 2 highest ranked ones for week 1 for sure. And then you need flex spot help. You've got Jonnu, Josh Downs. It is a tight end premium league, but I don't like starting tight ends in my flex spot, and I don't like any of the running back options here. I think Josh Downs. And in terms of the injury for Josh Downs, I guess I'm going to just look real quick because I've heard that he was on track potentially playing week 1. I know he came back to practice last week. Downs. Latest on Downs, off the injury report. So I think you got to be starting Downs this week. I think that's pretty much the only way around it. So that's what I want to do. You also have Hunter Henry in a flex down here, though. So you already kind of decided on that. You did want to know about, but here's the problem. I mean, do you go Hunter Henry or do you go somebody like Scattaboo, Demario Douglas, Jonnu Smith? I think probably Hunter Henry is your best option here with your current, and it's a 14 team. So starting a tight end in a flex spot in a 14 team is not going to always be avoidable, especially when you've got a Hunter Henry type guy. So I will say that this is probably your most ideal lineup this week. Definitely don't want to start 3 tight ends though. So definitely going with Josh Downs in the lineup for sure. So appreciate you, Baker. Let me know if you have any other follow-ups on that. It's a trade question. Acquiring Matthew Golden here, and you'd be giving up Joe Mixon, Jaden Higgins, and Colston Loveland. I would like to look at your team here. That's funny. It says you're in my league. I don't. Surely this isn't. That's weird that it has the Flock League as. It's not Zach's team, right? No, it can't be. He doesn't have Joe Mixon. Who would this be? He has Loveland, but to this, why is it showing the Flock League? Maybe that's the default. That's weird. I have Matthew Golden. I would not give up Matthew Golden for this, so I would take Matthew Golden here for sure. I think Matthew Golden, this could be a good price for him for sure. Oh, that's good to know. If you guys have any injury updates in the chat, feel free to let me know. Christian Kirk did not practice today, dealing with a hamstring injury. That's interesting. Becca, we might want to put him as a sit on tomorrow's video. Christian Kirk, Texans. I think I had him as a start potentially, but if he's injured, I'm not starting him. So, yeah, I'll double check it. Yeah, Golden could break out. I agree, and this could look really cheap for Loveland here. I mean, for Golden here very soon. So, I would take Golden here. I would do this trade if I were you. Appreciate you, man. All right, Chris the QB here. This is a redraft Superflex 12-team start 9 PPR league. So you are going to be trading away David Montgomery, Devonta Smith, and George Pickens. You'd be getting the best player in the deal with A.J. Brown, but you're giving up a lot of depth, and it is a start 9 league Superflex. So you would be starting at that point Hurts, Lawrence, Travion, Montgomery, Judkins, Tracy, Neighbors, A.J. Brown, and Loveland. The problem is you don't have any depth after that, especially early in the season when you don't have Rashee Rice and you don't have Judkins. Did I say Judkins? Hurts, Henderson, Montgomery, Tracy, Neighbors, A.J. Brown, Lawrence, Loveland. No, you can't start Judkins. I don't think you have the depth to do this. And honestly, A.J. Brown's not a guy I would probably make this move for. I get that you're getting Austin Eckler and Juwan Jennings back, but if I'm going to do this trade, I'd rather just get a better player back here on top of A.J. Brown. I don't mind. I mean, like, I'm thinking like JMO. Like, because essentially what this is, and I get that that's not exactly fair either. I don't know. It's close. So J-Mo and Pickens cancel out. It would be Devonta Smith and David Montgomery for A.J. Brown. And that's a little bit on the high end. So Flowers might be more achievable there, I think, than J-Mo. He's cheaper than Jameson Williams. So I say we try that. I just am not comfortable. You're giving up 3 really solid starters every week on a team where you have Quinshon Judkins and Rashee Rice. And I'm not sure you have the depth to afford this move is the thing. And so I'm going to say probably to hold here and try something like this instead. So we appreciate you, man. And again, I've got the link. If you have trade questions or start sit questions, you can follow this link right here. Basically, it takes you to this page. As you can see, start sit takes you directly to link your league and answer start sit. You got super chats as well. If you want to ask any questions, I've got you. Also, whiteboards. We're going to be doing whiteboards tonight, so you can get your fantasy team reviewed, and you can see the whiteboard on the screen here. And actually, you're going to receive one of these if I do review your team tonight. And so if you follow that link, it will take you to the direct link to get one of these for your team as well. It goes through our 4 factors for each of your team, talks about your draft, talks about your positional grades, gives you some moves to make, talks about your strengths and weaknesses of your roster. And so if you follow that, it will take you here. You can go through, link your team, and get a whiteboard as well. So all the options there if you want to get your question answered on the stream tonight. Appreciate you guys. And let's go to A. Cole's question now. It's a redraft. This is a 1 QB 12 team, start 9 PPR. Deep roster here again. So flex spot here. I'm going to start Travis Hunter. I'm fine starting Travis Hunter this week. Personally, I'm fine starting Travis Hunter. And again, I touched on this in the wide receiver rankings video. I know there's been a lot of conjecture about like, oh, is Travis Hunter's only projected 9 points on Sleeper? And the problem with it is I just don't care what Sleeper thinks because I think they're wrong. I think that's garbage. So I think he's going to score more than 9 points in week 1. I don't care. I know it's bringing, don't get too caught up in the projections part of fantasy football where you're like, okay, it's bringing my projection down X amount of points. I don't care. I don't care. Start the best player. Travis Hunter's the best player. He's the first string wide receiver, second string quarterback in Jacksonville. He's going to get targets. Now, in terms of your last flex spot here, Shakir has been hobbled, but I think he's on track to play. Let me double check that. Again, we're not going to have final injury reports on the Sunday game, guys. Full practice. I would say Shakir's the guy here. Spears, obviously, you can't start. Bigsby and White are backups. Johnson, I'm not super confident in. I think I'm going to go Shakir here. So that's how I would fill out your lineup for week 1. It's a solid lineup for a 12-team start 9. So Bigsby on waivers. I have Tootin in my taxi. Should I drop Mason Taylor for Tank Bigsby? It's a Dynasty league. Probably a more shallow league, it sounds like. If league, I don't mind picking up Tank Bigsby and just owning that running back room in Dynasty this year. I don't mind that at all. So I'm good with that. All right, refresh here, see if we got any more submissions. We'll answer any new submissions here as well. Got a trade question from Zark. Zark, appreciate you. This is a Dynasty Superflex trade question here. This is Ja'Cory, Krosky, Merritt, Pat Bryant, CD Lamb, and a third. You'd be getting back Travion and 2 firsts here. I don't want to trade away Lamb for that. In a start 11, I get it. I don't care about the 27 firsts in a deal with Lamb. These are all great assets. Luther Burden's too cheap to be in this deal. He's just a throw-in at this level. If I really am going to trade for CD Lamb and win, or trade away CD Lamb and win this, first of all, like I don't care about sending the third of Pat Bryant away. I guess Bill does have some value. Like, you're going to need another solid piece back here. I mean, I don't even know, man. Like, JSN's the only guy I could see plugging in here. He's not doing this, and I don't necessarily blame him. You could maybe try to upgrade this to a second and upgrade Pat Bryant to... like Ayuk. I don't love trading. Appreciate you. All right. Beauty, we do have some team reviews that we are going to jump into here very soon. So I'll keep dropping the link to get your questions answered if you guys would like to get your questions. David, I think you're here, right? I saw you. I'm almost certain I saw you. We are golden truthers on this channel. Nathan does love golden. I agree with that. Yeah, he's not starting Judkins. I misspoke. Got my start sit completed. I see no answer. That's very weird. Open a ticket in the side issues on the Discord, and we can help you with that. That's really weird that it doesn't. There's not an answer there. Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. All right. David, are you here? Are you here? There you are. There. Boom. Okay. All right, let's review this one. Let me grab the stuff on the back end for this. Boom, 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 boom. Where's it at? Advice. All right. David. Boom. Team name is... What is your... It's just Bane, I think, so... Okay, boom. Yeah, smoothies for stream safety. There we go. Let's load this up and let's take a look at your team here. Bye, guys. Thank you. Okay. So looking at your team here, David, you said, hello, longtime listener, first-time caller. Hope I did this correctly. Roast away. Hopefully the audience can learn what not to do after seeing this abomination. Come for the fantasy football advice. Stay for the confetti cannons, the Star Wars chat. Hashtag Bill69. Somehow I still get picked. You will get picked. Absolutely. If there's a giveaway, you will win somehow. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I know a lot of these names. This is a redraft. I know this. I know a lot of these names because I'm in this league, of course. Yeah. That's, honestly, I'm ranked lower than you are in my own rankings. Let's take a look at your team here, and let's start by grading this out. Quarterback, you got Lamar, or you got Josh Allen. That's a 10 out of 10 here for you at quarterback. Running back, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Jaden Blue. So big fall off there. I'm going to give you a 5 at running back. Nico, Jamo, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, I'll give you a 6 there at wide receiver. And then tight end, you got Jalen Warren, who I've also got as a 6 in my rankings as well. So 10, 5, 6, 6. I would say let's look at your 4 factors score here next. For upside, we're going to give you an 8 here. Again, upside's going to measure your big play ability. You have a lot of big play ability with Christian McCaffrey here, Josh Allen, Nico Collins. So tons of, and Jameson Williams. So tons of upside on this team, David. Your floor score is very high as well, 7 out of 10. So your 4 factors here are very good. The one thing that you lack is depth. The first guys off your bench are 2 rookies, Jaden Higgins and Jaden Blue. Guys that were not super comfortable starting, if that makes sense. And so I would say that's probably the weakness on your team. You need some depth, but you do have a strong, you have a high upside team, which I really like. And you also have a high floor. So in terms of your roster tag, I think we're gonna go balanced for this one. We'll go balanced approach for you here. I think that's really the type of team that you have. Now, looking at your draft, just analyzing your draft here a little bit, because I have your draft data because you're a sleeper team. Nico, you got a little bit above where he went. So you went early in Kamara, but you got Allen at a great price. Flowers and Williams, you got decent prices on it everywhere else. You pretty much drafted at ADP here, so not bad at all. We've got you in our power rankings as 6th as well as on the site, so you're kind of right in the middle of the pack here. And yeah, let's think of some moves for this team here. I think that, you know, again, depth being your biggest thing, you may want to get another depth piece. You could try and take like Jaden Higgins and Kyle Williams and like up tier. And so I'm going to give you that as a move. So we'll do up tier from Jaden Higgins. And honestly, like, if you can get even like actually, I'm just going to give you a pivot from Jaden Higgins, because I think you can get like Pittman. I also think you could probably get Khalil Shakir or get close. If I own any of these guys, I apologize, David. So depth has always been an issue. Saab's quiet in the corner. Yeah, I know. It's not that bad of a team though. Like it's honestly not bad. So I'll definitely give you, like, I definitely want more usable depth than like Jaden Higgins, if that makes sense. Kind of the same thing with Juwan Jennings here. I'm just gonna give you a pivot from him as well. And let me look at my rankings real quick and just tell you who I would pivot to. I don't mind having running backs there. Shakir, Jaden Reed, Chris Godwin, Jacoby Myers, Michael Pittman. So I'll give you Mooney and Judy. I'm going to give you Mooney and Judy. Again, I just want more usable depth here, if that makes sense. So a pivot from Juwan Jennings. I honestly think Mooney's going to be a better starter than Juwan Jennings will. I'm worried about Jennings. I don't like guys who don't practice at all in preseason. Who was the second one I said I was going to give you? Judy. Okay. So just a couple pivots to get some more proven depth here. And then last, I like obviously your core here. I'm gonna give you a Zay Flowers pivot as well. Honestly, it's hard to give you advice in a league I'm playing with you in, but honestly, I would pivot off of Zay Flowers here for sure. And it just depends on who you can get here. Again, like, you know, for Flowers, you are really in the if you can get Ridley, man, I would just smash. And Igbuka. I'm gonna give you both. If you can get either of those guys for Flowers, I would absolutely. Now it's a domain league, so you might not. Is the problem. But those are the moves that I enjoy. So Calvin Ridley will give you, and let's go. Igbuka. Good old Igbuka. All right. So we have all three of those moves for you. 3 pivots. Again, I don't have much more to give you. I don't really want to down tier from your top guys. So I'm just going to try to pivot into better depth, if that makes sense. And yeah, final verdict. I'm going to give you 3 stars here. You're right in the middle. Just make some moves to shore up your depth with some proven guys, and you'll be in good shape. Overall, it's just a very solid team with high upside. Let me know if that makes sense or you have any questions, David. But I'm gonna send this over to you here. I've got it all, and we'll send over the whole blueprint. So does that all make sense? Simply worried about trading Jennings. I leaned into it for this season. It's not too late to lean out. Here's the thing: I started leaning into him, and then I was like, yeah, you know what? This guy hasn't really been practicing, and so maybe I shouldn't. And so, perfect. All right, appreciate you. Let me know if you have any other questions about that, of course. I know you don't like to message me, but you can message me anytime you want. Okay. Let me take save this. Okay, cool. All right. Appreciate you, David. Let's go to the next one. This is from Rosa Perks. Rosa Perks, are you by chance on here? Just a minute for Whiteboard League Backdraft Blitz. Gotcha. I'll refresh here so we can make sure we see yours in the queue. And again, if you guys would like a whiteboard, again, this is the best. This is going to be the best team review you find in the market for sure. So I got a couple of you guys down here and a couple questions that we're going to answer right here on the stream. But again, you're not going to find a more comprehensive team review than this one, so I would say it's worth it if you would like to get your team reviewed. I just dropped the link again, and again, you can follow the whiteboard button, get the whiteboard, which is our redraft version of our team review, and we'll take a look at it for you. This is a Dynasty question again. Bucky, Addison, Ollie Gordon. Oh, you just asked me this question. But this is different, though. Yeah, I'm doing this. Yes. Oh, it's not. This is not even close. I think I just saw you here. Yeah. Do this. This is a slam dunk trade for you, man. That's a great trade if you can get it done. Joe Kruger, we got a start sit question here from Joe here real quick. Okay, in your flex spot, you gotta. Ooh, okay, so we got Hunter, Diggs. I think you gotta go Connor. Gotta go Connor. I'm always starting those guys. And then in terms of Diggs, Hunter, Odunze, check my rankings real quick. But I think Hunter, Diggs, we have Odunze the highest. I'm going to go Odunze for week 1. So that's how I have it, Joe. Again, it's a redraft 1 QB, so yeah. But appreciate you, man. All right, cool. Perfect. Rosa Perks. Let me get this one loaded up for you. This is, I think, is this an ESPN league? It might be an ESPN league. So let's go ahead and take a look at this team here. It says redraft keeper league. Yeah, it's an ESPN league. That's right. I ended up keeping Henry and Cook for this year because there are a couple stacked teams this year. Was working towards a potential rebuild and drafted Young with hopes of finding good keepers for next year. Got offered 26 first-round pick and Ollie Gordon for James Cook. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad at all. So, yeah, keeping Henry and Cook's not bad. Again, Shackton a fool here. We've got you at 7th in the league. Let's take a look here and start by grading out your positions. This is a 10-team start 8. It's a PPR, it's a 1 QB, and it is a 2 keeper league on ESPN. Let's give this a look. Brock Purdy is going to be like a 3 or 2 at QB, not high. Derrick Henry, Travion Henderson, Zach Charbonnet, not bad. I'd probably go a 5 there at QB, maybe, or running back, maybe 4. Puka, Tet, Devonta Smith, Worthy, Igbuka is a 7, maybe an 8, and then Mark Andrews is going to be more like a 3 here or 4 in a 10 team. And so let's talk about your 4 factors though here. So in terms of upside, Derrick Henry, big play. The rest of you guys are floor guys. I would say your upside is between a 6 and a 7 here. Probably more like a 6. Your floor, though, with Puka, Devonta Smith, Emeka Egbuka, Derrick Henry, and then some good running backs as well with Brock Purdy and Mark Andrews, I think your floor is higher. I think your floor is like a 7 or an 8 here. And so that's where I would grade your floor. In terms of your depth, this is a start 8. So your starting lineup as it sits right now, Purdy, Henry, Henderson, Puka, McMillan, Devonta Smith, Worthy, and Andrews. And so on your bench, Egbuka, right, and then Charbonnet. Your depth is pretty good. Your depth is probably a 5, probably a 6 and a 10 team. And so overall, I think you're probably going the safe and sound roster tag here with a high floor. A little bit limited upside here is maybe my only thing with this team, but I definitely like it. So maybe we try to go for some upside here instead of some of the floor guys. I guess Worthy does have some upside, but again, I'm really looking for those heavy hitters. Again, your top guys are, Derrick Henry obviously has upside, but for Derrick Henry, he screams. I guess him and Puka are kind of just elite in both upside and floor. Either way, let's look at a couple moves for this team. So, Henderson, Charbonnet, you could definitely afford. Let's take Charbonnet and Ollie Gordon and up tier and try to get a better player there. Okay, let's try to get a better backup running back. I'm thinking DeAndre Swift. Who else is in that? There's somebody else in there. Pacheco, maybe you could try for. Those types of guys. Just try to get a running back upgrade there. We'll give you some ideas on the whiteboard. Just try to get some idea or some upgrade there with Charbonnet and Ollie Gordon. Or even, you know what you could do? You got Jordan Mason as well. Honestly, any of Charbonnet, Etienne, Mason, package 2 of those guys and go up tier. Okay, I'd be more comfortable doing Mason and Charbonnet because I think you could get pretty high there with your run. You could probably get to Pollard plus. Like, I think you could get pretty high. So let's do that as your first move. It's only a 10-team start. You're only starting 80 players in this league. And so, yeah. In terms of your receiver room, I actually really like this receiver room. I really do. But I do think we're going to make an up tier here at receiver as well. We're going to take Jaden Higgins. We're going to do this again. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take Jaden Higgins here with like, I like all of these guys. But if you can get up from, even if you get from Puka with Jaden Higgins to like a CeeDee Lamb or something, I would be totally down to jump up there. If not, take Higgins and one of these wide receivers and up tier again. If it's a Devonta Smith, you're probably going to want to go to guys like earlier in the 4th round, like maybe Mike Evans or guys at the turnover there like Devontae Adams. That would give you some upside as well. So just another up tier there. And then what we're going to do, since you're going to be consolidating roster spots there, is you got on your waivers here Darnell Mooney. You should pick up Mooney and have him for your team. Like, he needs to be on your team right now. So make an up tier and pick up Mooney as soon as you can. My last thing here would be a Mark Andrews pivot. I prefer Evan Ingram this year straight up. I think Evan Ingram's going to score more points than him. I think that Evan Ingram's a pretty good shot for this year, so I like Evan Ingram. But overall, we're going to give you a 3-star verdict here. My final verdict for you would be you have a very safe, high-floor team. Since it's a shallow league, we're going to look to consolidate and up tier here a little bit, but you're definitely contending in a keeper league like this. So make some moves and make sure you add Mooney to your team on waivers as well. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, we'll send you the full whiteboard on your My Reviews tomorrow. So we appreciate you. And if you have any questions, you can for sure let me know. So football in 24 hours is right. Again, you guys can get a whiteboard. These are what We are sending people, when we do the reviews here, you get a full breakdown of your team, all the moves you should make, your starting roster, your grades, your 4 factors, everything. Doing them live on the stream right now, so if you'd like to get one, I just dropped the link down here. So again, it'll take you here, and you've got all kinds of questions: start, sit, super chat, and then of course the whiteboard as well. The whole 9 yards for you here. All right, Brendan, appreciate you, man. Start, sit question here. I need help in my running back room. I drafted poorly. I feel like I need to trade for a solid running back 3. Okay, let's take a look for week 1. You need one extra running back here. You go Kenneth Walker for sure. Not a question. Wide receiver, we're going to go A.J. Brown, T. Higgins. Tight end, you've got Ferguson. That's it. Flex, it says Caleb Williams, but I'm assuming this isn't a super flex. If it's not a super flex, we go DK and Worthy. Did I not put A.J. Brown in up top? Brown. This is by far your ideal lineup here. So again, Walker, T, A.J. Brown, Fergie, Metcalf, and Xavier Worthy is my lineup. So here's the thing with your running backs. You've got Saquon and Kenneth Walker. Obviously, your running back 3 is Caleb Johnson and then Quinshawn. I think you're fine waiting on these rookies. And once these rookies, I mean, if Caleb Johnson does well this week, you're going to be in great shape at your running back position. So I'm honestly not super worried about this, Brendan. It's a 12-team start 8 here. It is obviously a PPR league. I think you're set for week 1. Just flex these receivers. It's a full-point PPR league, and you're flexing DK and Worthy. It seems really good for a 12-team. Not worried about it. Let's wait to see what happens with week 1. Let's wait to see if Caleb Johnson ends up getting meaningful touches in that offense, and then let's also wait to see what the updated situation with Quinshawn Judkins is if he actually does return to the team. I haven't heard anything else on that, but it sounded like he was going to maybe come back soon, so yeah. But we appreciate you, Brendan. If you have any other questions, let us know. By the way, I did forget to mention, I should have given you guys team reviews, those first couple guys, but if you do get a redraft team review, these are Dynasty. We're going to do these on the stream here very soon. Different seller. We just got yours. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys some free trade questions and start sit questions here for buying a team review. We really appreciate that. So it does come with some goodies if you do get your team reviewed on the stream. So different seller. Are you here in the chat? Let me know. Because if you are, you can ask me any questions you have while we do this one. I'm going to go ahead and get your team pulled up here. Yeah, this looks like a sleeper team. Okay, and your team name is... doesn't say actually what your team name is. Let me look on your review. Whole lot of love. Great Led Zeppelin song, by the way. Yeah, there we go. I got you right here. Let's load this thing up. Look at your roster, look at your draft, and take a look at your entire team here. Whole lot of love. We've got you at first here in the power rankings by a good amount. It's a redraft 1 QB 12 team start 8 PPR league. And wow, look at this. Look at this team, man. That is wild. Okay. Yeah, so for our power ranking, we're going to give you first overall. This is really good, man. Start by grading out your position groups here. This is a monster fantasy football team, y'all. Monster team. You've got Dak Prescott and Jordan Love. So obviously great there at QB in terms of depth, but not great in terms of having an upside QB. Give you a 3 at QB. Your running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Bucky Irving. So you have double elite running back there. A couple bench guys, but mostly you're top heavy. So I'm going to give you a 7. It's very good, very top heavy. Puka, Rashee Rice, Devonta Smith, Xavier Worthy, and Mike Ibuka. I think this is your strength. You also got Josh Downs and Chris Godwin. You have an 8 at wide receiver for sure. And then at tight end, you've got George Kittle. And we're giving George Kittle a 10 these days. Like he's a 9 or a 10, I would say. I'm going to give you a 9. I think we're giving him a 9. So in terms of your roster tag here, I'm going to give you a Juggernaut. This is a Juggernaut team for sure. You are in very good shape here. You are in very good shape. Let's pivot over and start looking at your 4 factors here. Obviously, you have the best wide receiver room in your league, which is very nice. You have a strong running back room. You do have a 5 out of 10 at depth, and I think I do probably agree with that. So your upside is going to be a 9. You have McCaffrey, Puka, Smith, Worthy, Ibuka. Kittle, your upside's out of this world. Your floor is a 7, so super high upside, and then also high floor here is going to net you, again, that Juggernaut roster tag that we've been giving out to these best teams that we've seen in fantasy football. Your risk is a little higher, 6 out of 10, because you did draft Rasheed, you did draft Christian McCaffrey, right? Devonta Smith has a little bit of risk because he stays injured a little bit. But I'm definitely down for taking on the risk with the team you have. You also have Chris Godwin, so that brings your risk score up a little bit as well. Your depth is a 5, and so this is where I would probably say, you don't have a running back 3 here, right? A start 8, so you got Dak, CMC. So your top 2 bench guys right now are Emeka Egbuka, and then you don't have Rasheed right now. You don't have, and probably Downs. So it'd be really Emeka Egbuka and Downs. Now, that depth score, here's the thing. That depth score does have the opportunity to go up to about a 7 in season. And so that is where your team really could be elite. And so, yeah, we like this team a lot in our model. So let's, it's going to be really hard to make moves on this team. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what I would change about this team. I would probably say I'm going to give you a Dak Prescott pivot. You already have a safe guy in Jordan Love. I'm going to say Drake May is a guy for sure that we would try to pivot to here. And then another one, I would say Caleb Williams. Let's just go upside guys here, if that makes sense. You already have a safe guy in Love, and then you're stacking with Kraft, which I don't mind at all. But we will we'll go upside here, a pivot for Dak Prescott. I don't really want to move any of your wide receivers, but I do see the opportunity here to up tier, especially in season. So I'm going to give you this up tier option with a caveat. I'm going to say up tier from Worthy plus one of your other bench players, because I think Worthy, my caveat to this is you need to do it after the start of the season. So like I don't know who your target's going to be mid-season, but I'm going to say Mike Evans is a guy you could go to here. Another guy in that range, like wide receiver wise, I'm going to say Ted McMillan. So that's, again, going to be like after the season starts, I'm going to want to do that. But you got some crazy values in this draft, man. You got Bucky Irving in the 3rd. You got Devonta Smith in the 5th. You got Xavier Worthy in the 6th. You got Rashee Rice in the 8th. I mean, you crushed here. You absolutely crushed. And then in terms of our last move that we would make here, not a ton of things to do on waivers. I like Tank Bigsby and Dylan Sampson. I am going to say probably, I'm going to give you another up tier here. I'm going to give you an up tier from Samson. Shoot. Yeah, let's go up tier from Samson. And then in terms of who you're getting there, getting to, wide receiver or running backs around the range, I think will be more productive this year. Because ultimately, I mean, I think you can up tier from Samson even as far as soon as now, because the problem is when Judkins comes back, you're probably going to see Samson plummet. So when you're up tiering, you could go for like a this running back range is really ugly, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna say try to get Judkins with him. Let's go. I'm gonna try to say well, you already do have Rashee Rice and Chris Godwin, so that's a bad idea. Actually, I lied. Shut up, Avery. I'm gonna give you Caleb Johnson, and I'm gonna give you Tyron Tracy there. Those are far up tiers, so you're gonna have to really like throw in quite a bit to get that done. But like, that's more just what I'm exploring there, because again, and here's the thing with these moves, your team is so good that I don't know if I would make a ton of moves on this team right now, to be honest with you. But I did want to give you some ideas of how you can make your team even better. Caleb Johnson, I feel like, is somewhat like achievable right now. And so I'm giving you a 5-star verdict here, man. You have a really, really, really good team. I really, really like this team. Insane team. A lot of these trades are more ideas than anything. Your team is so good that I would consider staying put for the time being. You do need a little bit of depth. But Rashee, and Godwin. We'll fix that if you have no injuries until then. So that's what I got for you here, man. Again, your team is insane. Your team is insane. We appreciate you, dude. If you have any questions, let me know. I didn't see you in the chat. Yeah, Evans, that's probably true. We don't want to probably do Evans. But so go somewhere. I'd probably go somewhere different than that. So, but appreciate you, man, and we will send that over to you here very soon. Again, if you do get a whiteboard, you should get it the whole whiteboard actual review to sent to you tomorrow. So, but start sit link right here in the comments if you want to get your start sit question answered, or get a team review as well. We're doing all of the above tonight, getting you ready for week 1 fantasy football. We're very excited it's back. But start sit question from Huango here, and also Grump. We got yours here as well. This is going to be Marvin Mims, Nick Chubb, Emeka Egbuka, Alec Ironman. Ooh, you got to go Egbuka here. I have Egbuka ranked higher than all these guys. Yeah, we're going Egbuka in your last flex spot here. Dynasty League 2. Yeah, so you're in good shape here. But yeah, we'll definitely go Egbuka. Appreciate you, man. Make sure y'all drop a like on the stream if you would. Appreciate it. Let's go to Leatherheads, right? Yes. Okay, let me get this pulled up on my end. Beautiful. Team name, put a ring on it. Boom. All right. Definitely accidentally went hero RB with Henry. I kept getting value falls at wide receiver in the draft. Well, that's fine. I know I'm weak at running back because they're a wide receiver you trade for a running back. I may be getting Diggs for Williams, which I plan to flip Diggs for a running back. Yeah, that would be a good idea if you could do that. Okay, Jacob's here. What's up, man? Good to see you. If you have any questions while we're going through this, just ask me in the comments, and I'll be checking to make sure that I can answer anything for you. You're first here in our power rankings, though, so congratulations on that. This is a Superflex redraft, 12-team start 9.5 PPR. It is also a half-point tight end premium. I've got you at second in our algorithm, but first or second, regardless, both good. In a Superflex league, you have Caleb Williams here as a quarterback, and you have Dak Prescott and Geno. We're going to give you a 4 here for redraft purposes. It could be higher than that. Your quarterback room could do better than that. Now, in terms of running back, you've got Derrick Henry and then a very big fall off, and so that's going to be a 4 because you do have Javonte, you do have Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, but we're going to give you a 4, which you already kind of knew that was coming, I think. Now, your wide receivers, on the other hand, CeeDee Lamb, Lad McConkey, Tep McMillan, Travis Hunter, and Emeka Egbuka. I would give that an 8, if not a 9. I mean, that's really good. So I'm going to bump that up a little bit to a 9, I think. That's really, really solid. I like that a lot. Lots of rookies, and so that is going to make your team a little bit riskier, but that's okay. And then your tight end, you've got George Kittle. He's a 9 as well. Looking at your 4 factors here, your upside's an 8. You've got plenty of upside here with Henry, Lamb, Tet, Hunter, Kittle. Upside's an 8. Your floor is a 6, a little bit lower of a floor score. Henry's a lower floor guy at times. Lad McConkey can be a lower floor guy at times. And then the rookies, we obviously don't know what their floor is, and that's going to hurt you a little bit. Your depth is right there in the middle of a 5. Risk profile is a 4. You have a lot of rookies, but that's probably the only thing there. So, okay. I'm going to, let's see. There we go. Yeah, you could use a little bit more depth on this team as well. Like Ollie Gordon's your first guy off the bench. You have to start all your wide receivers because it is a start 9 league, and so that is part of what you've got going here for you. But outside of that, your draft went really well, man. You got Dak Prescott and Caleb Williams in the 5th and 6th round of a Superflex league. You got Tet in the 7th, Hunter in the 8th, and Egbuka in the 9th. That is an absolute slam dunk draft. Like, you killed it. So well done. Well done. I think you killed it, man. And let's get some moves here for you. Yeah, I think that running back 2 position is something we're going to want to kind of shore up. And so let's take advantage of the, let's do an up tier here. Love up tiers and redraft. Down tiers and Dynasty, up tiers and redraft, and you'll win a lot. Let's take Jacory Krosky Merritt. I just want to go ahead and up tier from him. Maybe use Ollie Gordon as well. And let's get to, let me just look at my rankings real quick. Man, he's too high. Yeah, he's too high. Let's get to Pollard and Pacheco there as our targets. It's definitely doable depending on who you package them with. So we're going to try both of those guys. But anybody in that range, like I'm just trying to get somebody I feel more comfortable with over the entire season of a star, if that makes sense. He said wide receivers also score better than running backs in the commissioner of this league. Okay, cool. Well, that definitely helps your overall outlook as well. Your wide receiver room is great. I hate to do this, but I'm going to have you pivot from Travis Hunter here with you already having 2 rookies on the team just to kind of take care of your... There are other guys in that range that are going to score just as many points that I like. So I'm going to go Sutton, Cortland type. And then I'm going to go Metcalf as well. So DK and Sutton, I don't want to have 3 rookies of all the same guys on there. So we're going to kind of do that. And then type in a note there. And then last move that I want to have for you here. I love Kittle, by the way. I'm looking at your quarterback room and seeing maybe if we can improve it there. Can you tell me in the comments like what other QBs went around Dak and Caleb? Like just give me ideas. Because I know yeah. Hey Kowalski, if there's a YouTube link, it's because stream mode was on and it shouldn't have been. So we answered it off stream. So you should just see the results there. We didn't answer it on a video though. But let me know, Leatherhead, who the other quarterbacks are in that range. I might have you pivot to. I mean, you do have Caleb Williams, and he's high upside. I love Geno as your quarterback 3. But I would say I'm going to pivot from Caleb. I don't know how much earlier Drake May went is the problem, but I would say May is a guy, if we can get, I would do. It's just a matter of if that's achievable or not. It all depends on your draft and your league. So I'm going to try that at least and see if I can get there. If not, then that's just an idea. But overall here, I think your roster tag here is just going to be your balanced approach here. I'm going to give you 4 stars on this team. I think this is a very good team. We've got you at 2nd here in our power rankings again. And yeah, very well drafted team. You know, main thing here is getting some more depth, especially at running back. You may have 1 too many rookies. It's risky, but it could also pay dividends for you. So it's honestly up to you. He said May got sniped right before Williams. Yeah, I would try to maybe make a pivot move there and see what you need to add on top. JJ Penix, Ward Lawrence. Yeah, I just gave you May. May's, if you can't get the May one done, I don't really mind. And honestly, there's not a ton of moves you need to make on this team because it's so good. So that's a compliment to you as well. But appreciate you, my man. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna send the whiteboard to you here tomorrow. So you'll have that as well. Our whiteboard, yeah, whiteboards are live. So Opticlone, if you just purchase a whiteboard on any whiteboards that are bought on the stream, I'm just doing them right now. So, yep, here's the link for you guys. Again, you will get the full team review, and you will also get the whiteboard delivered to you tomorrow. So, again, the whiteboard comes with, it looks like this, comes with everything that we talk about on the stream. So, yeah. Come and get them. Yeah, again, there's not a live option for them, but if you guys buy them while we're on the stream, I'll do it live. So I was thinking of, after a few weeks, trading Caleb and a wide receiver to get Mahomes and Rice. Appreciate you, man. I don't know. I wouldn't overpay for the stack. If you can get Mahomes and Rice cheap, sure, but it's not a bad idea. It's all about price. So just see what kind of price you can get them at, Jacob. But we appreciate you watching the videos, man. And yeah, again, any questions you have, always feel free to let us know. You drafted really solid here. All right, we've got Grump in the queue, and that's it. So if you do have start-sit questions, trade questions, or would like to get your team reviewed, go ahead and check it out here while we get to Grumps. I'm going to pull Grump up on my end here. This is, I think, an ESPN league or a Yahoo league, it looks like. So let me pull that up. All right. Grump, appreciate you. Bucky, you're fut. I think that is very funny, to be honest with you. You are first here on Power Rankings. Again, you guys are drafting some monster fantasy teams. Holy smokes. Okay, so you've got... Well, we're just going to start by grading this out. It's a 10 team. It's a start 7, so very shallow league here. PPR 1 QB. Patrick Mahomes, we're giving like a 5, I think, in this format. Bucky, JT, Johnson, Judkins, Tyra. I'm really deep running back room here. I'm going to give you a 7 for the depth. Your wide receiver room is a 7 as well, if not an 8. With Jamar, JSN, Devontae Adams. Really, just deep. You don't have a cuttable guy on your roster. And then Evan Ingram. This is a start 7 league. I know immediately what I'm going to do with this team, but Evan Ingram, by the way, I think we're giving a 5, a 4 or 5. Probably a 4 and a 10 team. I don't know. It's not bad. It might be a 5. But I definitely know what I want to do with this team right off the bat here. Again, this is a very well-drafted fantasy team here. In terms of your 4-factor scores, your upside here is going to be a 7 or an 8, very high. Your floor score, I feel like your floor score is going to be a 6 or a 7 here, a little bit lower. And then your depth score is really high. I think your depth score is a 7 or 8 here, even in a 10-team league. Your bottom guys in your roster are Rashee Rice and Jordan Mason. Like, that's insane to me. Your floor score, that was the one I didn't rate, wasn't it? Oh, your risk. I didn't need to do risk. Risk is probably going to be, I mean, you've got Rashee. I'd say your risk is normal 5. Your depth is, yeah, your depth is very good. So very, very good team. Again, like in the power rankings here, you're like head and shoulders above your league mates. Like if you're looking at it in this view, I mean, look how far ahead he is compared to the rest of his league. So you just straight up drafted better, I think. Are you here in the chat, by the way? Let me know. But let me know if you're here, Grump. But you killed here. I know what I want to do with this team pretty easily. I want to up tier at running back. Jordan Mason and Charbonnet, let's up tier there. Honestly, if you can up tier from... eventually, Caleb Johnson and Judkins, I would want to up tier from as well. You just can't do it now because you'd be selling low on them, right? So I want to do that eventually. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a start 7 league, man. I mean, you could up tier at wide receiver as well. You're starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 flex. And you've got great flex options here. I would up tier from JSN. I would like take JSN and Devontae Adams and try to get to like a turn. I would try to get to like BTJ, London. I would try to get to BTJ or London there. Those are my options for you. So I'm trying to do that. With your like Mason, Charbonnet, I'm trying to get to probably Pacheco or Pollard, or maybe even a little bit higher than that. I love that you have Mahomes and Ingram. I think that's a fine move. But again, when you up tier, again, kind of same thing here. Mooney and Higgins are both guys that you could pick up off your waivers, and I'd be totally cool with that. And so keep an eye on those. There you go, Playlord. Appreciate you. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know if this all makes sense. But this is, I mean, you got a really good team here. But again, because it's a 10-team start 7, you obviously draft against guys who I think you have a pretty clear advantage of in terms of strategy. You're going to want to go and up tier here. You're going to want to get the best players possible. And so, yeah, I would say up tier at wide receiver once, up tier at running back once. In terms of your third move, I don't even know. I think my third move for you here would be to add Darnell Mooney or Jaden Higgins once you opt here from those guys, because I think those are guys you can just stash in your roster. I would hold a lot. I would obviously get a bunch of studs here, get a bunch of high upside guys, trade for those guys, combine 2 players into 1. I would do that twice, and then I would add all these players on my team. That's what I do. And then I just stash them, because then you're going to have extra roster spots. But the thing of it is, I mean, how many startable guys do you have in this roster? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have 14 startable guys. Guys, you could play any given week. Obviously, you can't play Judkins, Rashee Rice, or Johnson right now, but that still leaves you with 11 startable guys in a start 7 league. You only really need 1 or 2 bench guys, solid bench guys in this league. And one of them's on your waivers in Mooney. So I think you can kind of see what I'm getting at here. But those would be my moves for this team. I'm going to give you a 5-star team here. I'm going to give you a Juggernaut. This is just straight up a really good team. And part of it is because we could give you the Mariana Trench is the name of one of our roster tags for our deepest teams. We'll give you a Mariana Trench actually because your depth is so high here. But I'm going to give you 5 stars here. I think it's really good. And I'm going to say just overall, focus on upside, focus on acquiring players that will win you weeks. You already have Jamar. Do not trade Jamar. He is untouchable. But if you combine some of those running backs and wide receivers that you have into some higher upside, better asset players and get as many elite guys as you can, you're starting at a huge advantage here. Like looking even compared to the second team. This team is fine, but it's not your team. Third team. That's really not your team. Fourth team. That's really, really not your team. And so, I mean, you really did kill it here, man. You got a 5-star for this one. This is awesome. So congrats on that. And if you have any other questions, yeah, Mariana Trench. For our worst roster tag is We Too Low. I hope you guys get that joke. It's the newscast with the when they were reading the names of the plane crash victims or whatever, when it was like Captain We Too Low. Bing ding ow. So We Too Low is our bottom one. That's our hard rebuild for tell them to go get Josh Allen. That's another option. This is exactly right. You could package Mahomes plus one of these wide receivers or running backs here, and you could go get Allen or Lamar, even Hurts. Heck, even getting to Burrow is very achievable on this team, and having the Burrow Chase stack would be insane, but you can afford it. The Burrow Chase stack is one of the only stacks that I'll actually go for in fantasy. But this is an insane team, man. You did a really good job with it. So if you have any questions here, Playlord, let me know. We appreciate you. Gabriel did say how to get your team reviewed. Right here is the Bitly. If you click on the Bitly, we've got, of course, start sit questions, super chat questions, and, of course, reviews as well. If you get into the whiteboard, we'll do it live on the stream if you purchase it while I'm here live. That's how I'm doing those this year. So appreciate you, Grump. If you have any other questions, let me know, my friend. Okay. I'm so happy football starts tomorrow, you guys. Makes me feel so happy. All right, Opticlone, we got yours in here. I'm assuming you're still here. So appreciate you, man. Again, we'll send the whiteboard over to you tomorrow. You should see it on your My Reviews page in the completed tab. So Juango says, followed your link in the site to the review. Don't see one. Let me help you out with that. So if you're wanting to get a review, go to the Bitly. It takes you to this page. And then I'll just walk you through it real quick. Click here, get your fantasy team reviewed. Gonna select your team or do a non-link team. Either link your team or do a non-link team. You select your team. If you link it, you will select me and Nathan whiteboard, which is redraft, which is the default option for you on this stream. And then you're gonna be good to go. Press checkout. Hopefully that makes sense. If that's not what your question was, let me know. What's up, Opticon? I have Infinite with you guys decided to get that review. We had to reset the league and redraft. 2 guys winning out of the league after we drafted the first time. Yeah, that sucks. That's awful. So how do you play in an auction league? You had to find somebody to do it with you, but you find league mates and basically you auction off players at the beginning. So we're allowed to post start sit questions in chat if we haven't paid for a subscription. You can. I just can't promise I'll get to all of them because I'm doing what's on the site first, and a lot of time I can't answer all the start sit questions in the chat. I try to answer what I can though. But you can either get them on the site or you can post them in chat and maybe somebody will help you. So again, here's the link there. All right, Optical, let me get you pulled up on my end here real quick. See, knowing you, I bet this is a sleeper redraft team, and it is. Oh, this is the big money league. Team named Trader Joe. That's what they call this guy. I love Shane Gillis. All right. Let's rock and also let's roll. Big money league. Pressure's on, right? Let's do this. Trader Joe. Got you at second here in our algorithm. We got you at first here by a long shot in the flock algorithm because you have Jamar. Holy smokes. 12 team? Oh my gosh. This is a one keeper league, but holy crap. You got Rasheed in the 7th. You got Chris Godwin in the 10th. Baker Mayfield in the 9th. This is a 1 QB 12 team start 9 PPR. It's a half-point tight end premium, and it is a 1 keeper league for Optical. And if you have any questions, let us know. So redeem the voucher through the site. You message you answer my question on the stream link to stream, but I don't see it. Was it a team review, Huongo? Was it a Dynasty or redraft team review? We might not have done it. If you didn't do a live team review, we didn't do it on a live stream. It's just giving you an incorrect link. So not worried about Hampton, by the way. Okay, let's take a look at this team here. This is awesome. QB is Baker. We're going to give Baker a 6. Running back, you've got JT, Brees, Swifty, and Sampson. That's a 5, maybe a 6. Wide receiver, Jamar, Brown, Tet, Rasheed, Downs, Godwin. Holy depth there. That's a 9. And then tight end Tucker Kraft, it's a 4. Really good team here. I mean, you are killing it. What a lineup. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'm going to give you first in your league, and let's look at your 4 factors here real quick. Your upside, we're going to give an 8 here. You've got plenty of upside guys like Jamar Chase. Of course, you got some couple of rookies. Baker Mayfield, even high upside. Floor score is a 6, right around average there. Depth score is a 6, right around average. I mean, the first guys off your bench are Keon and Josh Downs and Chris Godwin. Obviously, Chris Godwin's hurt, and you got Rashee Rice, but he's, you know, he'll be a starter for you when he comes back. Your risk is a 5. I mean, pretty standard all across the board, but really high upside team. I think for your roster tag here, I'm going to go... what do I want to go? I'll go balanced here. You're almost... I'm going to give you a 4-star. You technically got a 4.5-star here. You really killed this team. This draft was great for you, too. You crushed this draft. But... let's see here. You have a high upside team, so that's definitely one of your strengths. We're going to start looking at some moves for you to make here, though. Let's do that now. Move number 1 for this team. Ah, man, you've got to... I mean, again, up tier in redraft, down tier in Dynasty. Who do we want to up tier here from? Man, I would take A.J. Brown. I would take A.J. Brown and not up tier. And I want to get to one of those elite guys. So I'm going to give you Neighbors as a target. And I'm going to give you Brian Thomas Jr. as a target as well. Definitely want to up tier there. Oh, it's a start-sit question. You should be able to see the results still. We didn't answer on our live stream, but you should still be able to do what we told you there. So, said I didn't know the commissioner set to keeper. It might not be a keeper. It might just be reading that wrong. So, okay. So that's your first move. Second move here. I think we're going to do an up. We'll just do a up tier from Kraft. Just a small up tier. And I want to see how expensive it is. This is more exploratory than anything. Up tier from Tucker Kraft. I want to try to see what Warren's price is going to be like. And then I'm also just going to put Ingram on here as an idea, but I honestly think you might be just as well off running with Kraft as you would anybody else. And then you've got Baker at quarterback. I like JT, Brees Hall, DeAndre Swift, and Dylan Sampson. It's a start 9, so as it sits right now, you're starting pretty much all of these guys. I'm going to say Brees pivot, just to kind of lower your risk score here a little bit. So I'm going to do a pivot from Brees, and I'm going to give you a couple of guys here. I don't love Kenneth Walker, so I don't want to do him. Who do we want to go here for Brees pivot targets? Let me look at my rankings real quick. Henderson, I'll give you a target. I'll give you Kamara as well. We'll shoot high here. You killed this draft, so I guarantee you could kill these people in trades. Henderson and Kamara. So we're gonna try those again. You look like you're killing this league, and so this is really good, Opticlone. Somebody send me a bad team for the love. Let's do a final verdict team. Although you guys probably all killed your drafts. If I had to guess, you guys are all good at this. Final verdict here. Very well drafted team. You have enough depth to make some up tiers and get some studs in your lineup. I would focus on that and make some exploratory trade offers to raise your upside even more. That's kind of where I'm at. But honestly, I mean, you're just in such good shape here. You are in such good shape, so. All right. Opticlone, what questions do you have in the comments, man? I got you. If you have any questions at all, drop them down there and we can answer them real quick. Is anyone else super nervous to start Dak tomorrow? Yeah, I would be too. It's a tough matchup for Dak to start the season, so. All right. Appreciate you, Opticlone. If you have any questions, let us know, but I can answer any of the chat if you've got any. All right. That is all of the team reviews we have. Again, if you still would like a review, here is the link to do so. Yeah, I think you did. Like, you'll see it on the review as well, the whiteboard. You got a ton of guys like way after where they should have gone. So there's the link if you want to get your start, sit questions, trade questions, or team reviewed, and I'll be refreshing this. But I will go through and answer a couple of these start, sit questions here in the chat, of course, since we're kind of caught up on our queue. Between Goldner or Odunze, I'd probably lean Odunze this week. We're pretty high on Odunze. We think he's gonna ball. So out of Hampton, Smith, and Ken Walker, who do I sit? That's rough. Those are three really good players. I like starting the running backs there, so I'd probably say Devonta Smith. I would say start Kenneth Walker while he's healthy. So Worthy or Myers? I'd go Worthy. Do you have any insider guesses if Mooney will play and so is he worth starting? I think he's a shaky start this week. He's more of a meh start for us, and I think he probably will play, it sounds like. So is Henderson number 3 on the depth chart? Well, he is, but is he really going to be number 3 when it comes to actually like starting guys? I'm not sure that he will be, and so my guess is that he's going to be higher up in the depth chart than that. So like Pollard or Egbuka in the flex this week. I would say Pollard. I think the guaranteed volume you're getting with Pollard is too much to pass up, so. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So let me, I'm going to pull up, because I haven't even looked at this today. I'm trying to look at the injury tracker here. Does anybody know of a good injury tracker that I could pull up and go through? Yahoo does have, I don't really want to do that. I'm trying to look at, Xavier Worthy or Devonta Smith in the flex. Let me look. For Worthy and Smith, Worthy or Devonta Smith. We have them in the exact same tier. Pick your favorite. We have Devonta maybe a little bit ahead of him. Like, I mean, I honestly, I would probably say Worthy is the one in his offense. So that's probably where I want to go there. Okay. Trying to look for like an injury tracker. Here we go. This will work. Okay. So, look, I'm gonna also pull up Sleeper and look at what the latest are for these guys. In Sleeper as well. So, like, let's pull up H-Han. I don't know what the latest with H-Han is. It looks like he's limited, but they said he was gonna play already. So, I'm not super worried. He's calf limited in practice. Joe Mixon is obviously out. I would expect H-Han to play, and I'm ranking him like he is going to play this week. Najee Harris is practicing in full, but again, Najee's not a guy I'm really comfortable starting with this week. Tyjae Spears obviously out. Roshan Johnson's questionable, and Kamanungai. So both of the backups there. Manungai. He did practice today. Roshan Johnson did not practice. So Kyle Manungai, we're going to see what he's made of in terms of if he is going to be the running back 2 there. We're going to kind of figure out how that looks this week. That should give us some clarity on that situation. Then Ramondre did not practice today. He's set to play though. He's not listed. Okay. So he will play. In terms of the depth charts, let's just look at this. They really did list him as the 3rd running back here, didn't they? Interesting. I'm not really worried about that, to be honest with you. But Jordan Mason or Pickens in the flex? I would go Pickens. Need to start 2 here between Rome, Golden, and Waddle. I'd go Rome. Probably Waddle. Rome and Waddle. Waddle plays the Colts this week, so. Okay, wide receiver. I haven't seen anything on Jefferson. I'm assuming he's going to be geared up to play. Returning practice, we literally haven't heard anything on Jefferson. There's no reports on him. So he's questionable. Malik Neighbors evidently is questionable. Well, he doesn't have an injury designation. So Malik Neighbors is good to go, so that's solid. Tyreek Hill, I know he was still dealing with some stuff. He's limited. I think that's going to make Jalen Waddle even more of a start for Sunday. I think if Tyreek Hill can't go, I mean, who are they going to throw the ball to there is the thing. Juwan Jennings is still limited. I'm not starting Jennings this week. I'm starting Pierce all over him. He's limited, expected to play in week 1. I don't really feel comfortable starting Jennings. I don't know about you guys. So I did see that Downs was off the injury report. That's a solid one for us. Yeah, he's good to go. That's awesome. Obviously, Godwin's out. Mooney is questionable. I think he's been practicing, though. And again, I would guess he plays. He's limited. They don't know. He's truly questionable. If he does play, he's a meh start this week, to be honest with you. Mims has a... so is Jaden Reed expected to play in week 1? I need this for Matthew Golden. Not practicing. I don't think Jaden Reed plays this week. So Matthew Golden, I think, is a start this week for sure. I'm starting Matthew Golden in the Flock League, so... I have done an auction draft. We did one on the channel the other night, actually. Should start Downs this week. Yeah, if he's your best option, yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable with it. Should I bench Henderson for Odunze? Ooh, same tier of guys there, to be honest with you. Same kind of question, Odunze, Hunter, or Henderson. So that's tough. I would go Henderson or Odunze there, I think, in week 1. So it doesn't look like Jaden Reed is on track to play. Hollywood is obviously pub. Josh Downs practicing in full. Stephon Diggs is questionable. I didn't know that. Okay, he's clear the injury report. That's what I thought. Yeah, so Stephon Diggs is going to be good to go this week as well. Tight end, not much here. Likely's out, so nice start for Andrews. He's going to get a ton of the work there. Gesicki, Otten, and John. Okay, cool. So not terrible for a week 1 injury report, honestly. I mean, again, a lot of these guys, I mean, a couple of these guys like, Darnell Mooney are going to be game time decisions. So is Najee the starter Friday? No, it's Omarion Hampton, I think. Omarion isn't starting. Najee is starting. You're telling me Najee is the starter. Is that, like, legit? There's no way. So he's right, by the way. It says it right here. Somebody talk me through this. How on earth How on earth does it make sense? If you're the Chargers, how does it make sense? How does it make sense to give Hampton the start? Hampton was out for all of training camp because he shot himself with a firework. And you're rewarding him by starting him in week 1 over Hampton, who's been there the whole time. Like, what? I do not. Am I stupid? I don't get it with the rookie depth charts. I don't. Put Henderson as running back 1. Put Harvey as running back 1. I do not get it. You drafted Hampton in the first round. You drafted Hampton in the first round of the NFL draft. This is unbelievable to me if they actually start Najee. What in the world? I truly don't understand it. Somebody tell me this. Even if Najee starts, he only plays 6 snaps. Maybe. I mean, I will be shell-shocked if they don't give him Martin Hampton 15-plus touches. Starting does not equal most snaps, of course. Yes. Henderson's not starting. I know. But Henderson kind of, that doesn't necessarily surprise me. They have Ramondre. He's a veteran on a deal, so it like makes sense. And he's been there. All 3 of those guys. Najee hasn't been practicing. Why are they even wasting their time here? That's apparently the Chargers assume they're going 3 now. There you go. Harb seems old school like that. That's probably what it is. I just think that's dumb. I think it's stupid. Freaking boomers. Make a wish start. That's probably what it is as well. Smoke screen tactics. Making them earn it. It is very stupid. I agree with that. Henderson or Pacheco in your flex spot. Oof. Pacheco's the safe start, but Henderson's the upside start. I probably lean Pacheco this week. Let me see what my own rankings say. Man. I cannot believe they are letting him start. I literally, like, he shot himself with a firework. Oh my gosh. Okay, Pacheco versus Henderson. We do have Henderson a tier higher than Pacheco still for this week, so I go Henderson. But refresh here. I haven't refreshed in a minute. Trade question here from Justin. This is a Dynasty 1 QB 12 team start 8. It's Lamar Jackson or 2 mid firsts in a 1 QB and Rashee Rice. I don't think this is enough for Lamar even in a 1 QB. I don't know. You're going to Rashee Rice. He's not that bad in a 1 QB. Actually, I'm good with this. Who's your other quarterback here? And are you contending is my thing. Caleb, I mean, but it looks like you're a future value team. You get 2 more firsts. If they're really early mid, then I'm good with it. This guy has Rice? No, he doesn't. It's lying to me. In a 1 QB, this isn't a bad deal, but I'm going to say it's fair. If you could get anybody else on top here, I would do it. I mean, like, if you can get that, yeah. I don't know. In a 1 QB, that's really not that bad, so I'm good with it. Do it if you want to. All right, start sit question. I have Pickens in the flex at the moment. What do you think? Between Pickens, Golden, I think it's. You could make a good argument for Tracy here. It's a full point. It's a full point PPR. You could make a good argument for Tracy. I think I'm starting Tracy and Pickens over Golden, Higgins, Ollie Gordon, and Charbonnet for sure. So really, it's between Pickens and Golden. Let me check my overall rankings here real quick and see which one I have ranked higher this week. Pickens, we have Pickens. Okay, and then who am I comparing him to? We always do prefer running backs here, so that is something to keep in mind. But it's Tracy as the running back, and we have him ranked a little bit lower. I'm going Pickens here. I think Pickens is the right move. I have him ranked higher this week for flex spot options, so I think you're making the correct choice there with Pickens. So appreciate you, man. All right, David's got a start-sit question here for us. This is a redraft 1 QB 12 team start 8. You've got Allen, McCaffrey, Kamara, Zay, Nico, tight end. You've got a decision to make here. I'll start Warren in week 1. You draft Warren, start him. Got to go for it. Last flex here. Ooh, I think I'm leaning Jerome Ford here. I think in week 1, Jerome Ford's a good starter, and I think he's somebody that you're going to want to have put in your lineup. So, yeah, I'm good with that. So I would probably start Ford here. It's maybe one of the only weeks you can start him. So, if Hampton doesn't start, should I still play him or should I start Etienne or Jordan Mason? I would say still start Hampton. I'm still going to be starting Hampton here. I sure as heck am starting Omarion Hampton in the Flock League. That's why I'm very confused about all of this. I still think Hampton's going to be the guy. I'm not flinching. I'm also playing Nathan, so I don't really have to do that well to win. So, I appreciate you, VZ. Yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know. I think Pickens is the right play, though. And for you, David, I think Ford in the flex is where I would go with this one. So, beautiful. All right. We will be, I think it's going to be Nathan tomorrow night. We'll be live. Is Nathan a little bug? Yeah, he is. He's actually a decent sized bug. I think praying mantis. So, but we will be live tomorrow during the game. We've also got our wide receiver rankings video coming out for you tomorrow that you guys can check out. But that's going to wrap us up for tonight. And again, we will have start sit live streams for you here multiple nights this week. So, all right, you guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys. Again, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you probably Friday night. We'll be live. We'll see you Saturday night, and we'll see you Sunday morning. So we're going to be here all week for you. Fantasy football is back. We're super excited. And like I said, wide receiver rankings tomorrow. All right, you guys rock. Appreciate you, and we'll see you later.